Hey YouTube, and thanks for watching Junkworks Garage. Well, I got a product here. It's going to be kind of a first look at it. I have not ever used one of these before, nor do I know anything really about this. It is something I picked up off of Amazon, and as you can probably see, it's a brake parts sprayer basically. And what this is normally, as most people buy these cans like this with a little straw, and they are getting pretty expensive. So last time I looked, I decided to grab in bulk here. Got this at O'Reilly's. It was the cheapest gallon I could find. So do your research on where you buy things. Not everything on Amazon is always the cheapest. And if you're interested in saving a lot of money by buying in bulk, go check out my products, tools, products, and reviews playlist on my channel. And I have a video, I don't know if you can see any of it to the side here, but I just did a video on all the different bulk products I buy, and it saves you a lot of money. So, you should go check that out if you want to save some money if you work on your own rigs. Which, if you're watching this video, you probably already know. So I picked this up off Amazon. Now, these are not all created equal. This one was the cheapest one I could find, but it was the cheapest one I could find that would allow me to use brake parts cleaner in it. A lot of these do not work with brake cleaner, so be aware of that when you're looking for these things. And I don't know if you could read it. It's the Inokraft spray bottle basically. And the interesting thing about this one, not only was it the most budget one, but it actually came with more stuff than a lot of them do, which is kind of why I picked it up. And one of the biggest things, I like these straws for doing a lot of things with brake cleaner. And this one in particular came with a thing you can put on here, put your tip on, and you can either have a jet spray, just spraying straight, kind of like you'd probably get with something like this, or it also has kind of a fan spray. I'll show that to you in a little bit. Not only does it have the thing that you can put on the tip here, but it also has a few extra parts and pieces for replacing some of the seals. Also, if you fill these up too far and fill them with air, they won't work properly. So it came with this right here, which should tell me how much of that I need in here. Plus, I think it's 80 to 120. You need to do your own research. I need to read the instructions again. But PSI of pressure in here to make this all work correctly. So if you get one of these, you definitely need a decent air compressor PSI wise to be able to use it. It comes with a thing to write in what is in here. I strongly recommend doing that, and it just makes it so you can buy in bulk. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing up. I did say it had two different sprayer things, and quite honestly I've already started pulling this apart and decided I should probably do a video on it, just for those of you that may be kind of beginners to buying in bulk. But regardless, in here there's actually a little nozzle in here, and I think this probably makes it fan out, I'm assuming, and then if you just put this on straight, it probably shoots a steady stream. I'm not positive. We'll find that out later as well. But regardless, this goes on here. But I did also notice, if I put my glasses on especially, there is a O-ring right here, or some sort of a ring, which there's also a couple of those in here as well. So instead of taking it out of this one that's already kind of seated into, plus we're going to need it in here in a bit anyway, I'm going to go ahead and grab one out of here. Like I said, it's got a couple extra little, I don't know, I guess you'd call them rebuild parts. There's two of these. But it's got one for up here, and then it's got another one like that. And then it also appears to have like a packing like you'd have in your spray gun for painting, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, it probably goes in this part back here where you pull the button. There's probably a packing, what they call a packing in here. And it appears you can pull this apart and replace that as it goes bad as well. And you can buy another rebuild kit on Amazon as well, at least as of right now. But it also has a bigger ring for replacing this one as well. So that's kind of nice. They expect these are wear parts, are going to wear out. and they hope their product will last long enough that you're actually going to rebuild it. So that's kind of nice. Hopefully it doesn't mean it doesn't last at all and you're going to be rebuilding it every month, but we will find out. If I have any problems with this in the future, you will definitely know. So now it's time to put it together. I found one of the rings here. Oh, wrong side. And that actually goes on here. And this goes on here. Now you don't need to put this on here, but yet again, this is one of the reasons I bought this, because you really do use this straw a lot to kind of get into places. This is definitely not going to make it into the same places that straw does as far as getting down in things. So I mean, you're going to have one of these on site here and there anyway. The only thing I see with this is that if I tip it over or hit it, this is going to definitely get broke or bent. So I'll probably have to be a lot more careful than I am with a can of brake clean. Now, you probably don't want a reef on these. I'm sure there's a torque spec somewhere, but I'm just going to kind of snug it real loose snug right now. If it leaks, I can always tighten it more later. And then this one, we got the spray of the nozzle. So right now I'm not going to put the nozzle in. I'm going to leave the nozzle out, and I'm just going to put the full spray on here. So the tip goes back on here. Yet again, just real loose snug. If it leaks, I can always add more oomph later. Probably should have another wrench. Probably should have a wrench that actually fits it, but the thing about these wrenches is if you're careful, you think about, okay, I better not really reef on it. So that's why I'm using that anyway. Plus it is a little easier to find than the exact wrench. Alright, now I need to do some reading of the instructions, find out if I fill this up all the way, part way, what I need to do as far as the brake cleaner, and we'll also need to go turn my air compressor on, so I'll be back. Well, I've had to sit down and read the instructions here. It says fill 2/3 full, but I'm a bit miffed right now. I'm gonna try it out anyways just to test it and give you guys an honest review of this, but it says right in the Amazon advertisement for a brake clean sprayer, whatever, I don't know the exact words, but it definitely said brake cleaner. In the instructions says use with non-flammable liquids only. So that is definitely flammable, but this also says it has some sort of a something to keep it from rusting or something inside. So regardless, honestly, I don't think I've seen any of these that say you can use them with flammable liquids. So if there's somebody out there who knows a good one that'll work with brake clean, please put a comment below or email me if you can figure out how to do that. Comments below are the easiest way to get a hold of me. I'll actually see them pop up. So regardless, 2/3 full is where we're going with, which is basically to the top line here. I'm probably not going to put quite that much in, but we are going to fill it with flammable liquids, which it says not to, so that's my bad. You are responsible for your own safety from here on out. If you do anything I do and you hurt yourself, I am not responsible. If you don't like the way I'm doing something, don't do it. Another thing, when you pour these bulk ones, don't pour them like this. You want to actually put this towards the top so that it pours a little bit easier and hopefully doesn't spill quite as much. Couple reasons for that. It gives it a little bit of time for you to get over it before it actually starts coming out. And also it allows the air pocket that's always going to be trapped up in one of the top corners to let the air go out. If you try and pour it like this, that'll happen. You'll get a glug right off the bat. So there you go, now you know. Something else I probably should have done and need to go do, I will be back. I'm going to get a funnel because I don't think this is going to pour. Let's live dangerously. Nope, let's not. For freight cheapies, they work pretty well. And you can get them for pretty cheap as well. I can already tell you this paint, just from spraying or dripping a little bit of brake clean on there, is already getting kind of sticky feeling. So it's too bad they put the filler right over where you're going to be writing what's in there, which you want to make sure and do. They should have put that on this side, or put the sticker on this side. And then that's something I didn't notice it saying was actually how much PSI. Maximum pressure should not exceed 200 PSI. Alright, it is definitely coming out of there right now. So this definitely needs a little bit more snugging. Alright, we're right at 120 right now, according to my thing. Yet again, you gotta make sure all your stuff's accurate. Put that back on there. I'm not noticing any leaks. Not hearing any air. I'm gonna just try and hit it in this cup here. We'll see what happens. So that is the straight stream, which is pretty decent. It's not quite as pinpoint as I would say they say it is. Alright, and then I'm going to put this little nozzle in here. So this one should be more of a spray or a fog, I guess you would say. We'll see. Oh yeah. That's nice. That's fairly controllable too, I will say. If I had to do this again, I might buy another one of these that's already set up, so I don't have to set everything up. I can just undo it, put another one on, and go for it. That would be nice for, and if you want to watch in my other video like I talked about earlier, like the super clean and cleaners, things like that, which this also, not only did it say not to use flammable liquids, which I'm using this for right now, it also said not to use with water-based things, which would be something like this. So I don't know what you're supposed to use these for, quite honestly. I guess maybe oils, which quite honestly I don't know. There would be a whole lot of places where I'd use it for that, or any of those. Maybe some T9 bow shield, that kind of thing, but I don't know if that's a water based. You need to do your own research on that. We're gonna see how long this lasts with brake clean. Well, YouTube, I went to use this. I've tested it a couple times and everything was fine. I went to hit that and I ended up covering that whole box. You probably can't see it. Is full of brake clean now. So I'm going to get that out of here because it's going to stink. Not to mention that's somewhat of a fire hazard probably. Anyhow, so this definitely, the stuff in here failed. So I will be sending this back, I hope, because I just wasted probably most of it by the time I back this off enough to get some of the air out of here, unfortunately. So there you go. Now you know this will not work for brake cleaner. Now get out there and get your junk working. Thanks for watching Junk Works Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master of none. You all have a good one.